Maine leaders are marking some of the state's biggest strides in fighting the opioid crisis in the state. They say a lot of that success comes back to expanding health care coverage so that people can access addiction treatment. But the federal funds that have helped Mainers get that treatment are in jeopardy. As Pearl Small reports, all that and more was discussed at today's annual Opioid Response Summit in Augusta.
If I go anywhere in the state of Maine and don't run into somebody I know, mostly from the recovery community connection, I'm surprised.
Barry Wallach is the program director for the United Recovery Fund, an organization which supports those in recovery as they re-enter the workforce. Wallach has been involved in Maine's recovery community for 15 years.
It has grown exponentially over that amount of time.
In the crowded tent of resources at Maine's annual Opioid Response Summit, that growth is evident, and it's backed up by recent statistics. Last year, Maine recorded its largest decrease in overdose deaths since 2018.
Since I've taken office, we have reversed more than 11,393 potentially fatal overdoses statewide.
Governor Mills spoke about her administration's work to expand access to overdose medications and affordable addiction treatment.
I want to be clear, things have changed. New treatment beds are opening and coming online every day, and I encourage anyone who needs help to ask for it. It is there.
But much of that treatment was made possible through MaineCare, under which 31,000 Mainers currently receive care for substance use disorder.
And as I've warned, Maine, the state of Maine, cannot absorb the substantial shift in costs that this new law will place on the backs of our children, families, seniors, and veterans in order for the president to pay for a tax cut for the very wealthy.
In the coming weeks, Mills says members of her administration, like Director of Opioid Response Gordon Smith, have to determine how Maine's recovery community will be affected by President Trump's recent funding bill.
So we're very worried about that, but we'll do everything we can to not go backwards.
Smith says they'll be exploring options like potentially dipping into settlement funds to offset the loss, and hopefully keep continuing the growth and get these tents even more crowded as time goes on.
It is getting better, depending on the community, but because you see all the resources here, it's because all of these people are involved.
In Augusta, Pearl Small, News Center, Maine.